Hello, third graders. Okay, today as we begin our tornado op art project, we're going to do this in several different steps. The very first step that we're going to do is what I'm going to call the spider. So please make sure you have your paper handy, a pencil, and that's it for the spider. To begin our spider, the very first thing we're going to do is we're going to put a small dot in pencil somewhere near the center of your paper. It does not have to be right in the middle. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just needs to be somewhere near the middle of your paper. Okay, you're going to need to remember that we need to use even numbers. There are three even numbers that you need to remember. Okay, one of the numbers is 8. The next one is 10. And the last one is 12. When we create our spiders, you're going to draw 8, 10, or 12 lines for your spider. Okay, so to begin my spider, I'm going to aim for 10 lines. I'm going to start with my pencil here at the dot. I'm going to draw a gently curving line out to the edge of my paper. Okay, I'm going to take my pencil, I'm going to draw another gently curving line out to the edge of my paper. See up here how much space I am leaving between the lines? Okay, because eventually we want to get all the way around this paper with either 8, 10, or 12 lines. If you bunch them all up, you're never going to fill the paper with the lines. Okay, I'm going to continue on. I'm going to do 3. Notice how much distance there is between the second one and the third one. 4. 5. Oops. I'm going to just erase 5. I don't like the way that fifth one turned out. One of the things we don't want is we don't want our lines to kind of crisscross or be stuck together. So I made a little mistake. It's okay to make mistakes, we just fix them. Okay, so there's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and I'm going to squeeze in my 10th one right here. Okay, when you're doing your drawing, don't draw your pencil lines as dark as I am. I'm drawing mine dark so that you can see them. Okay, keep your pencil lines light because as you can see I drew this one dark and then I tried to erase it and you can see I didn't get it all erased. Okay, so I'm going to try a little bit more with my eraser, see if I can get that cleaned up just a little bit better. Okay, it's not bad. Okay, and that is what we call the spider. I'm going to double check and count my lines to make sure I have either 8, 10, or 12 lines. Now to do that I could just simply start counting. The problem with starting to count that way is I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and I'm going to forget where I started. And I might count 11 and then think I made a mistake. Or I might count 9 and think I'm short one. Okay, so the best way to make sure that you have 8, 10, or 12 lines is to use both hands. First finger I'm going to put on the number 1. So whatever line you are going to use is your number 1 line. I'm going to put my finger there. Okay, then I'm going to go 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now if I reach the number 8, 10, or 12, and my fingers are right next to each other, but I haven't passed or gone on top of the original finger, then I should be good. I should have 8, 10, or 12. Okay, so let me show you that again. Finger on number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Fingers are right next to each other. I haven't counted any lines twice, and I made it to 10, which is one of the numbers I want to be at. Hello third graders, welcome back. This is video number 2. in video number 1, we created the spider. Okay, now we're going to create the web. Okay, but before we start that project or start that step in the project, we have to talk about lines and what they are. And we're also going to talk about something that I call a wiggly circle. Okay, lines can do, curvy lines, okay, can curve in, they could curve out. Okay, so we're going to talk about curved lines in and curved lines out. We're going to talk about circles, and if you know anything about a circle, I know it's not perfect, but it's close. Okay, if you know anything about a circle, okay, a circle starts and ends at the same spot. So if I started my circle where this dot is, my circle would go all the way around and come all the way back to where it started. Okay. In this project, though, we're going to use circles, but we're going to use wiggly lines to make our circles. So I'm going to call these circles wiggly circles. Okay, so let me show you an example of a wiggly circle. A wiggly circle is going to be just like any other circle. It's going to start and end at the same spot. Okay, but it's going to be made up of curved lines. So I'm going to go out, then in, then out, then in, then out, then in, then out, then in. Okay, it's not really a circle, but it just helps us to discuss it as a circle so that you know what I'm talking about. And in what we're about to do, we're going to make all different kinds of wiggly circles, and they're going to go in and out and in and out and in and out. And we're going to just keep doing those wiggly circles till we fill up our paper. Okay, so that is going to be here the next thing that we do, is make wiggly circles. I'm going to show you that on the actual piece of artwork that I'm going to create in the next video. So please join me for the next video. That'll be video number 3. Okay, welcome back, third graders. Okay, you'll see in front of me I've got my original spider design that I made in video number 1. Okay, and in video number 2 we talked about the wiggly circles, okay, where they go in and then out and then in and then out. So now I'm going to show you how to make your wiggly circles in and over our spider design. Okay, so I'm going to pick, doesn't matter where you start, you can start anywhere you want. You may want to count your lines again. If you don't remember how to do that, put a finger on number 1. We count 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And now you can have 8, you can have 10, or you can have 12 lines. Please do not do more. If you do more, you're just making this project a lot harder than it needs to be. But anyways, back to where I was. I ended off at 10 right here. Okay, so if my fingers are next to each other, they're neighbors, and I reach 8, 10, or 12, and my fingers are right next to each other, then I've got the right number of lines for this project. It has to be an even number, and you have to have 8, 10, or 12 lines. Okay, to begin our wiggly circle patterns then, okay, we're going to start, doesn't matter if you start with an in or an out. I'm going to start a little bit further out from the middle because it's just easier to start there. So I'm going to start a little bit further out. I'm going to start with an in. Then I'm going to go to an out. Then I'm going to go to an in. Then an out. Then an in. Then an out. Then an in. And next will be an out, but one thing I want to point out to you is I'm always looking at where my circle started. Always keeping this spot in mind, because this has to go back and it has to meet up with the beginning of our wiggly circle. So I'm going to start aiming for that right now. Out, in, out. And notice I'm going to end right where I started. Okay, I'm going to start another wiggly circle, and it doesn't matter where you start as long as you start with whatever line is here in in the spot you choose to start. So if I started here, I would start with an out. If I started here, I would start with an in. Okay, you're going to leave a little bit of space between your lines too. Okay, I'm going to start here and I'm going to go, I better go the same direction. I'm going to go out, in, out, in, out. Notice I started a little bit out, or a little bit wider than the first one. Okay, notice that the space between the lines stays about the same. It's never going to be exact. It does not have to be exact. Okay, but you want to keep it about the same distance between the two wiggly circles all the way around. That will also help you get back to where you started when we get closer. So in, out, and in. And I'm going to end my wiggly circle right where it started. Okay, next one. I'm going to make it just a little bit wider each time. You don't have to measure. It doesn't have to be perfect. You're just going to try to do your best to get the distance between your wiggly circles a little bit bigger every time. Okay, so I'm going to go in, out. I know I changed directions on you. Sorry about that. But it doesn't matter which way you go as long as you keep your circles the same. In, out, in. Now remember, I'm looking back over here because that's where I want to end, so I want to make sure I'm kind of moving in that direction. Out. A little bit more room between the lines. In, out, in, out. And I know what some of you are thinking already. Out, in, out, in. Remember, I want to end my circle right where it started. Please make sure you do that or you end up with a spiral. Now, if you look at my design, I'm starting to run out of room. Okay, when you run out of room, it doesn't mean you're done. We want to fill this entire paper with our wiggly circles. Okay, when you run out of room, what it means is you're going to have to use your imagination. Okay, you'll have to use your imagination. Now I'm running out of time here, so we got to stop. I will do another video to finish our design. Okay, now I'm going to have a situation though where I don't have any way to make a whole circle again because I'm going to run off here and I've already run off here. So now I'm going to come off both papers or both sides of the paper. Okay, so watch what I do. I'm going to use my imagination down here. I'm going to make the distance a little bit bigger than this. So the distance between here and my new line is going to be slightly bigger than the distance between my old line and the next oldest line. Okay, so I'm going to go in, I'm going to go out, I'm going to go in, I'm going to go out, but my out is going to jump right off the paper, and that's okay. Okay, now I'm using my imagination up here, and I know this out went up here, it's off the paper somewhere, but it's going to come back and it's going to be an in. Then it's going to be an out. Then it's going to be an in. Then it's going to be an out, and again, this one is going to fall off the paper as well. Okay, the next one, we're going to just go over here, because now we're really running out of room, which is all right. We're filling our paper, and that's what our desire is. Off the paper again, not even coming back on the paper. Here goes an in. Off the paper again. Okay, probably not even going to come back on up here. But it's going to come over right here. Maybe it goes off the paper there. Hey, this in line comes in just a little bit, and then this one comes off. Okay. I have my entire design finished. Okay, so I have my entire design finished. All right, the next thing I want to do is I want to use my Sharpie marker, and I'm going to trace over all of my lines. Now I'm not going to sit here and make you watch me do this for 3 minutes or 5 minutes or however long it takes. Okay, I'm going to speed this video up so that you can see me get it done, but that you don't have to sit and watch me do the whole thing. Okay, so I'll be back here in a second with another video, and you can see how it's done and then follow along if you can. Hello, third graders. Okay, in that time-lapse video that you saw me finish tracing all of my spider design and all of my wiggly circles. Okay, wasn't perfect though, and that's okay. Missed some pencil lines. Okay, so that's what we're going to use our eraser for. So now we're going to clean this up real quick. We're just going to go, now since you have the Sharpie down, you don't have to worry about erasing your pencil lines anymore or messing up your design, because the Sharpie is not going to erase. Just erase with care so you don't tear your paper and ruin all your work. Okay, notice how I'm erasing from the center to the edges. Okay, because if I just do this, I might catch the edge of my paper and I might tear my paper, or I might just crumple it up. And either way, that's not going to make our artwork look very good. Okay, so I know I'm doing it just now, but I'm careful not to get towards the edge. Okay, so I'm kind of working my way towards the edges to make sure I don't catch that lip of that paper and rip my paper. Clean that off. Now, I'm going to take a quick look, but I'll bet you I probably missed something. Okay, I probably missed a pencil mark somewhere, but I'm going to look. See it? Oh, yep, see, right there. Just a couple extra ones. So now I'm going to erase those extra pencil lines and give it another look over and see if I've got it. It looks to me that I've gotten all my pencil lines erased. Oh, nope, there's another one right there. Okay, so now we've cleaned it. We've cleaned our Op Art Tornado project. One thing I should have done is added a couple more lines right in the middle here. So bear with me, I'm going to add a couple of lines in here. I'm just going to free draw them in to get just some smaller rings or smaller wiggly circles right here in the middle. Still following that pattern of ins and outs. Okay. All right, so my drawing is done. Our next step is going to be to color our project. And we'll talk about that here in just a second. Actually, we're going to talk about it, well, let's talk a little bit about it now because we do have a little bit of time left on our video. And let's see. One of the things I want to talk to you about color is if one of the colors you choose is going to be black, please do not use the Crayola black, because Crayola black is nice, but it's not a true black. Okay, so if you have, I know you've got a couple of Sharpie markers. Okay, if you have a Sharpie marker, use your Sharpies for black, if black is one of the colors that you choose to do. Use your Sharpies for black, if black is one of the colors that you choose to do. Okay. Now, I don't have any real blues in here, okay, but we're going to talk about complementary colors just briefly. Now, complementary colors are colors that are opposite each other on the color wheel. Okay, I'll try to show you a color wheel in the video here. I'll have to edit one in. Okay, so complementary colors. Okay, complementary colors would be something like orange and blue, which of course I don't have blue. Okay, yellow and violet, which I do have. Yellow and violet is a complementary pair. Let's see, what other do I have? That's the only complementary color pair I have. Why is that? Let's see. Oh, we have red and green, sort of. Not the best green, not the best red. But we do have red and green as well. Okay, complementary colors seem to work the best, and one of the reasons why they seem to work the best is because they are brighter together than they are apart. So if you think of, and I know they're the Vikings, but if you think about the Vikings colors are purple and gold or purple and yellow. Okay, if we think about Christmas time, our colors are red and green. Hello third graders and welcome back. I believe this is video number 6, I believe. Okay, anyways, wanted to show you some complementary colors. Let me see if I've got a piece of paper that's got nothing on it. Not really. Alright, so complementary colors. Red and green, orange and blue, purple and yellow. Those would be complementary colors. And again, complementary colors are called complementary colors because they complement each other. Okay, when we put purple and yellow together, both colors seem brighter. When we put orange and blue together, both colors seem brighter. When we put red and green together, both colors seem brighter. Now, you can pick any colors you want for this project. The only colors I would suggest you stay away from, though, is brown. Okay, brown usually doesn't work out very well. However, last fall, I did have a student use brown and blue, and that actually looked okay. But for the most part, you probably want to stay away from brown. You could use grays, you could use pinks, you could use teals, lime greens, I'm not sure what we call that, raspberry, or you could use royal purple. So feel free to pick any colors that you'd like. One thing I would suggest when you pick your colors, though, is that you pick one dark color and one light color. Okay, don't pick colors that are really close in value to each other. So probably wouldn't pick like yellow and orange. Probably wouldn't pick yellow and pink. Okay, but I would definitely go with like raspberry and yellow, or red and green for sure. Red and teal would be a good combination. Okay, you want to pick one color that's light and one color that's dark. Okay, in the next video I'm going to make, I'm going to show you, well, we're going to talk in, not the next video, we're going to go ahead and we're going to show it to you in this video real quick, because you're only going to use 2 colors. Okay, you're not going to use any more than 2 colors. Okay, and how you're going to start your project is you're going to start from the outside and you're going to work your way in on one section. Okay, so the colors I'm going to choose to do are pink and black, because I've already done one in pink and black. I think it looks really cool. Here's my pink and black one that I did yesterday. So I'm going to just show you how to start out your project in pink and black, if those are the colors you choose to do. Okay, I'm going to start from the outside. Okay, and I'm going to work my way in. I know that this one's going to be black. The next one's going to be pink. The next one's going to be black. And we're just going to keep changing. Pink, black, pink, black, pink, black, all the way in. So I'm going to get as much of this marked out as I can before our video time ends. And that very last one right there is going to be pink. Okay, now I'm going to actually stop going from the outside in, and I'm going to go from the inside out. Okay, so we're going to reverse what I said before, and we're going to go from the inside out. So next to a pink one will always be a black one. Next to a black one will always be a pink one. Next to a pink one will always be a black one. Okay, and it's just going to keep alternating like that. Next to black goes pink. Next to pink goes black. Next to black goes pink. Next to pink goes black. Next to black goes pink. Next to pink goes black. And right up here in the very corner, I've got one more spot. And since it goes pink, black, this little spot right here is going to end up pink. Okay, I don't have much time left in this video either, so I think I'm going to show you in the next video. I'm going to show you, I'm going to fill these in for you, and then I'm going to show you the process of filling in the rest of it. So in just a few moments, I'll get to that next video, and we'll see how this process goes. Hello, third graders, and welcome back. Okay, you can see that I've colored in my first two sections. Okay, for part of this video, I'm just going to mark out my lines again, or mark out my colors again, so you can see that being done again. Then I'm going to speed our video up, and I'm going to show you how to complete it, how to complete the whole design. One thing I do want you to see is that I don't have any circles starting to form. Okay, all right. The colors are opposite of each other, both up the tornado and across the tornado. So this one's going to end up going black, pink, black. And here it's black, pink, black. Okay, so never are you going to have two of the same colors next to each other. Not sideways, not up and down. Okay, so I'm going to mark this out, and then we'll speed it up and try to get through a little bit more, a little bit faster. Okay, so no two colors the same next to each other. So here's a black one. That means this one's going to be pink. Then we're going to go black and pink and black. And then next to the black will be pink. Next to the pink will be black. Next to the black will be pink. Next to the pink will be black. And next to the black will be pink. And then we have one way out here on the very edge. We have a pink right here, so that means this one's got to be black. Okay, I'm going to do it on the opposite side. It doesn't matter. You can go in either direction, however you want to do yours. Just make sure you're putting opposite colors next to each other. So here I have a pink. That means that this one right here, I'm going to fill that one in because it's so little. That one's going to be black. Next one's going to be pink. Next one's going to be black. Next one's going to be pink. Next one's going to be black. And you just keep alternating back and forth between pink and black, or red and green, or blue and orange, or gray and blue, whatever colors you have chosen to use, or whatever colors you have to use.